Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Builders channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with yet another brew review for you guys. And I know it's not a habit of mine to feature the same brewery or beer twice in a row, except for the obvious exceptions like advent calendars. But we are going to talk about the 7 Virtues again today. Now, the previous beer we had was the 7 Virtues Saison. Today we are having the Vuurgloed, the Vuurgloed. As I told you before, but I urge you to watch that video for more details. The 7 Virtues is a social workplace. It is a very humble and a very noble cause. They make over 20 beers and this is one of them. Vuurgloed, 8.5% ABV, and they call it powerful and velvety smooth or velvety soft. Warming winter bock for cold days. And I must admit that after these past few weeks of seriously scorching temperatures in Belgium, I know we're not used to it either. This is a welcome yet annoying change because it's rather cold. That's why I'm wearing a sweater, and I thought this winter bock sounds like a good thing today. Ingredients: water, malted barley, oat flakes, hops and yeast, and they added star anise. I am a huge fan of star anise in beer, in cooking, in not just star anise, any kind of anise. I love pastis. I like kalisjenhout, as we say, or licorice. So I have high hopes for this one. Another very plain and simple white bottle cap. Ooh. Now, honestly, just by the looks of this, I think they already tackled one of my quote-unquote complaints in the last beer. I thought the last beer was a bit thin, a bit watery, and while seeing this pour, I think that won't be a problem with this one. I also see a lot of yeast in this bottle. I think it has laid down for a long time. I kept it standing up for the past few weeks in the fridge, but still there's a lot of yeast and residue sticking on the side of the bottle. No problem at all. This is very dense, very dark, a nice, I'd say ruby red meets toffee brown meets. This reminds me of the old Arab candy, the Arabidicus from Antwerp, coffee flavored, candies. Lovely, lovely color, very deep reddish, brownish, nice, thick, creamy foam, just the way we love it, and lovely beige, darkish beige even. So yeah, another proof that they don't tamper with their beers, I'd say. A lot of purling going on the side of the glass here, and I said thick and creamy foam, that is confirmed. In the close-up, this is some nice dense foam. Love it. Ooh. Smells very wintry, just like the Saison. This smells very savory, very herbal. They only mention star anise, but this smells like they've had some other herbs or spices added. I don't know whether that's the case, but I do get a lot of licorice here. A bit of wood, some woody tones. A bit of carbon dioxide, but a lot of licorice mainly. So without further ado, let's have a taste. Cheers. Oh wow. That is thick, that is creamy, that is heavy. 8.5 sounds about right. This reminds me, for all you Dutch people or anyone speaking Dutch or having to, or ever so often visiting Holland or the Netherlands. Zoute drop, salty licorice candy. This is exactly that in liquid form. I think if I give this to my brother who loves salty drop, salty licorice, he's gonna absolutely enjoy this, as do I. But for me it might be a bit much, and I don't often say that. That mouthfeel thing definitely solved with this beer. It is very nice and thick. I'm not gonna say syrupy because it's not actually sweet or sugary. It is a bit sweet, but it's not sugary. But this is rather thick. This is rather dense in look, in mouthfeel. But in flavor as well. This is very concentrated. I mainly get 2-3 things out of this, and that is a bit of molasses, a bit of candied sugar maybe, a whole bunch of licorice, whether it be star anise or licorice root. Let's leave that in the middle, because I experience star anise oftentimes to be more pungent, to be more aggressive, but nonetheless. And thirdly, alcohol, ethanol. People oftentimes forget that alcohol is in fact a flavor in itself, and not just a happy coincidence in alcoholic beverages, but it is a flavor as well, and a flavor booster. And just like carbon dioxide, alcohol boosts that licorice flavor as well. So this is a beer I couldn't chug this if I wanted to, and indeed I don't want to either. So I think this is a beer that would do awesome in tastings. Ever so often I like to add beers to my tastings just to give people a hint of what's possible, and this is a rather extreme beer that I would love to take to some of those tastings. Very nice. Also, after flavor, no problem at all with this beer. It is not nearly as strong as the initial flavor is, but still very much so strong enough. And it's just like I've eaten a bag of those Hema candies, for example, those Zoute drop candies. Yeah, very nice. Am I gonna order a second one of these? Never in my life. Do I love it? I kind of do. I think this 33 centiliter bottle would be ideal for sharing with one or maybe even 2 friends, which I also often do. But in its own right, this is a very nice and well brewed beer. So again, kudos to the 7 Virtues or the 7 Deugden in Amsterdam. How would I score this? Well, it looks awesome, it smells amazing, it tastes pretty good. Again, not my cup of tea, but if all the boxes are ticked and it's just a personal preference, I'm going with the golden standard of 3.5 here out of 5. Okay, that all being said, again guys, what would you think about making shirts or hoodies with the logo on? If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up, let me know down in the comments. Same goes for if you have any questions or remarks. If you want to contact me, contact info is below as well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.